I don't know. My week started off okay, I guess, until I was outside watering the plants and I suddenly felt dizzy from the heat. And that got me thinking about the greenhouse effect. So I went inside and I turned the AC on full blast. Felt a little bit better for a while, but then I started thinking about the radon leakage coming up through the floors, and
Radon leakage?
it's radioactive gas that is in the ground, and houses are like magnets and they just pull it up. Haven't you heard of them?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's cumulative effect. Let me tell you. I knew I shouldn't have been watering those plants.
Did you confront John about the visitor?
What?
The friend of John's that was staying at your house.
Oh, Graham. No, I didn't talk to him about that. That actually turned out interesting. Graham, I was just expecting him to be more like John, because they went to school together. I was expecting stories of them getting drunk or secret handshakes, but he was different. He's kind of artsy, but okay.
Is he still staying with you?
No, he left last week.
Did you find him attractive?
What do you mean? Like physically?
Let me rephrase. Were you attracted to him?
Well, yes, but not because of a way that he looked at me or anything. It was somebody that knew that I could have a conversation with. Besides the couples that are wondering if they should buy the new station wagon or not. It's just boring. But with him, it was completely different. And he's all about all truth and honest. And I like that. I was comfortable with it. Well, it's hard to explain. John, he treats everybody the same. He will greet someone he hardly knows the same way he greets me. I don't know. What's wrong with me when he's saying something to me the same way he says something to an acquaintance? I don't do that. If I don't like somebody, I don't act like I do. Maybe that's why people think I'm a bitch.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not saying that I know people that think you're a bitch. I'm saying I agree with you. I know what you mean. I didn't even know that people thought you were a bitch in the first place, though. Do they?
I feel something.
Maybe you are. But really, I wouldn't think about it too much. I know I don't make many connections with very many people, and I try not to waste my time with people if I'm not going to have a connection with them.
True. I don't feel connected to people anymore either. Other than John. Can I ask you something personal? Well, it feels like I can. It's something I couldn't tell John. Or wouldn't.
It's up to you. But I warn you, if you tell me something personal, I might do the same.
Okay. I think that sex is overrated. I think people put too much importance on it. And I think that thing about women wanting it just as bad is crap. I'm not saying that women don't want it, but I don't think it's the reason that men think that they do. I'm confused. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I think so. I read somewhere that men they learn to love what they're attracted to. And whereas women learn to be attracted to the one they love.
Yes. Yes. Very true. Very true.
So what about kids? Do you want them?
Yes, I do actually. But John doesn't.
Why is that?
I don't know. He says he wants to wait, and I've just stopped asking. So I told you mine. What's your personal thing?
Do you want me to?
Yes, of course. As long as it's not something gross, like a scar or something. It's got to be personal, like mine was.
Agreed. I'm impotent.
You're what?
Impotent.
You are?
Let me put it this way. I can't get an erection when there's other people in the room. So for practical reasons, I'm impotent.
Does it bother you?
No, not usually. I can't think of many men who can think straight with an erection anyway, so as far as that goes, I think I'm ahead of the game.
Are you self-conscious about it?
You could say that. But not the way you are. You're definitely the most attractive, self-conscious person I've ever met.
You think I'm self-conscious?
Well, I've been looking at you. I've been watching you. I've watched you eat, I've watched you speak, I've watched the way you move. And I see a person who's pretty infatuated by people looking at them. I think you really believe that people are always looking at you. And you know what?
What?
They are looking at you. And I don't think you realize what your appearance can do to people. Like, men want to possess you, women want to look like you, and they can't or don't, they resent you. And you being such a nice person doesn't make it any easier.
Well, my therapist says maybe.
Wait, you have a therapist?
Don't you?
I mean, I used to, back in the day. He didn't really help me out with the problems that I was dealing with. I mean, of course, I've lied to him a lot, so I can't really blame him that much, can I?
So you don't believe in therapy?
No, I do. I believe in it for some people. It's just silly of me to do it. I was confused coming in. I kind of made my own theory. Never take advice from the person of the opposite sex who you're not involved with, intimacy-wise.
Well, my therapist knows me intimately.
You've had sex with your therapist?
No, of course not.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, having sex with somebody. That's the theory.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, but how would you know?
Well, I wasn't always impotent.
So you're saying don't take advice from someone you have not been intimate with?
Basically. Yeah. You know, Anne, it's getting late.
You know, you're right. John should be getting home about now.
Right.
The night that he left, I had a dream that he signed a lease and rented our guest room.